everybody, this is Miss Anaiis. Today I'm making a video on how to make instruments at home with supplies that you may have already. So we're going to be making a maraca, and then we're going to be making a rain stick as well using a paper towel roll. So to start off, I'm going to start with the maraca. I'm using 2 plastic spoons. You could use normal metal spoons as well if you prefer, or whatever you have. I'm using an Easter egg that I got at the dollar store, and some tape, and then I'm using, for my filling, I'm using popcorn. You can use lentils, rice, whatever you have at home that makes the sound you like. So I'm going to start off with my egg. I'm going to pour about halfway, so 1/2 of the egg. I'm going to pour sorry, that's too much, my popcorn into it, and then I'm going to take the other half and close it until it's sealed in. Then I'm going to take, I have some clear tape. I'm going to use my clear tape and seal the edges, so connecting the top and the bottom half together. So I'll just do that one on each side to make sure that it stays nice and locked and that the popcorn won't come out. Next, I'm going to take my 2 spoons. So you're going to use the handles here as our handle, and then we're going to have our Easter egg or our plastic egg, and we're going to have it facing down, so the top of the egg will face the ground. And so I'm just going to use some clear tape and hold it in place really quick. So I'm just putting tape around the middle of the spoons, and it doesn't have to look pretty because I'm going to go over it with some different tape in just a second. So as long as it's gently held in place, that's all that matters, like that. And next, I'm going to work on the handles. So right now, because they're not taped together, the handles are separated. So I'm going to take my colorful tape. You can use washi tape, you can use duct tape, electrical tape, whatever you have. I'm just using this because it looks pretty. So I'm going to tape along the handles to connect the 2 spoons together. And then I'm just going to spin it all the way up, turning the spoons in my hand like that. And there we go, we have our handle. And next I'm going to just put a little extra tape around the top, just so that if I'm shaking it too hard, the popcorn doesn't go flying. And next I'm going to take one last strip of the tape that I have, the colorful tape. And because this is duct tape, I could easily just rip it in half. So I'm going to take a thin strip of it, and I'm going to go around the middle, just kind of for decoration. If you have some colorful tapes, it's probably more fun to use. But here's my maraca. You can make a set of them, you can make 1 of them, whatever you like. So there we go, we have our maraca. And next I'm going to show you how to make a rain stick using a paper towel roll. So for this, I have my paper towel roll. I'm using rice just because it's lighter and it kind of makes a nice rain sound when it's dropping. And then I'm using aluminum foil. We're going to use a long strip of it, so I kept it in here for the meantime. And then as decoration, you don't have to do this, but if you like to, I'm using construction paper and some markers. And so I'm going to draw on this, and then that will cover my tube right here. So I'm going to start by closing off the ends right here. So I'm going to use the duct tape that I was using for my maracas, the same blue tape. And then I'm going to seal one end of our paper towel roll. So let me just do that. And then we can fill it up with our aluminum foil and with our rice. All right. So I've sealed one end. It doesn't have to be beautiful, but just as long as the rice doesn't come through. Then next, I have this little tray. Sometimes we make messes, that's okay. I have this tray to catch the rice, and then the rice, I've pre-measured about 1/2 cup of rice is what will go into it. So I've already pre-done this, but I'll show you how to make it as well. So we're gonna make a corkscrew shape, meaning it kind of spirals. And we want to make sure that it fits throughout the entire length of our tube. So I'm going to start with you, and we'll take out a long sheet. It's better that it's longer than shorter because you can always take some away if it ends up being too long. And we're just going to gently roll it up. You can crunch it, roll it, however you like. And then I'm going to use my finger, but you could also use a marker in place of it. And I'm just going to wrap it around my finger just a little bit gently and kind of twist it as I'm going along to make it more narrow so that it'll fit in our tube. So I'm going along and I'm just wrapping it like that. Again, like I said, you can use a marker instead of your finger if you prefer. And then once I have most of that down, I'm just going to fine tune it so that way I have kind of like a pig's tail shape. It's called a corkscrew. And so it'll look somewhat like this. As long as it's longer or as long as your tube, that's perfect. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my empty tube and I'm just going to put it in there. And if it's long like this and it's sticking out, that's perfectly fine. Just push it in and that's it. Next step, I'm going to take my rice. And again, I'm doing this over a tray because I don't have a funnel at home. So I'm just going to be pouring it in and some might fall out. So to catch it, I have my little tray underneath. So I'm going to pour my ½ cup of rice into my tube. You can always do more or less, it's up to you, however you like your rain stick to sound. And so I'm just going to test it. Maybe parents can do this at home. And I'm going to let it come down this way and then go back up just to make sure that the sounds about right. You can always add or take away more rice at this step if you need to. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal the top half. I've already sealed the bottom. I'm going to hold this in my lap for a second and take some more tape. We're going to seal off the top. I'm doing one piece this way and then I'm going to do another piece going the opposite direction just to make sure no rice is coming out while we're playing with it. Alright, so now that I've sealed it, you can take a listen. I'm not sure if you can hear that. Here, I'll come closer to the camera. Alright, now that we made sure that it works properly, what we're going to do is we're going to decorate it. So you can choose to do this or not, it's up to you. I'm going to take my construction paper, which I've already measured out. The standard paper is about the same height as our paper towel roll. And I'm just going to do a little design on it. Maybe some curlicues like that as our decoration. Alright, just something festive. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to roll it all the way around my rain stick so that it has gone completely covered. I'm going to take my clear tape, or you can use your colorful tape, whichever tape you like, or a glue stick even, works just as well. I'm going to tape it closed. And when you're decorating this, you can really embellish it as much as you like. You can add string, pom-poms, whatever you care to add to make it uniquely yours. And there you have it, a rain stick.